Peter Craig is the president of Premier Racing, the event chairman of Quantum Key West 2013. Peter, as I've been walking the docks here in Key West, I've heard nothing but praise from the sailors about the event, how things have evolved. You and the team at Premier Racing have done a great job of keeping this regatta going in what has been a tough economy. Can you talk about that?
Well, yeah, from the business side, numbers matter. And when we're a 250 boat regatta, of course, you know, that means more revenue, allows us to do what we need to do down here. I think we've got a new business model, Bill, that works. You know, the support from our sponsors, we have to continue. Quantum stepping up to the plate has been very, very important. And the City of Key West, through the Tourist Development Council, has made that possible. So from a business standpoint, we've got ourselves in a position where it's not a numbers game.
Right.
If it's 80 boats, it's 80 boats. If it's 150 boats, all the better. The key is good class racing.
Well, you do a lot of research and spend all year working on this. What is your thoughts? Do you sense that it will start bouncing back? I mean, our economy, this is going on a few years, but do you sense as we come out of this that maybe we'll get back to maybe not the heyday of 300 boats, but maybe 150, 160, 170, pushing toward 200?
Well, that's a tough question, and I don't know. I think the new reality, there will be a new reality once we settle out, hit that next bull market, and I can't tell you. I think this regatta is going to be 120, 150 boat regatta for a lot of reasons. I think the sport's changed. I think the days of 70 boat Melges 24 classes annually, 30 or 40 boats on a starting line, that's not happening in the near future. I don't think that's happening 3, 4, 5 years down the line. But again, I don't think, talk to the guys on the dock, you've been doing that. It's not a numbers game.
Right.
You got a 7-boat Swan 42 class, the racing's terrific. They're pinwheeling around the marks together, having a great time. And our hope is the guys that come down, come back, and the word gets out up north that it's still the great regatta it's always been.
Now, one of the good stories of this regatta is the J70 class. Have you ever seen anything like this where a class that didn't even exist last year and suddenly is the largest class in a regatta like Key West?
Well, never so quickly, but you got to remember, like an example, Melges 24 class, that came on in a hurry.
Oh, it did? Okay.
It wasn't a 6-month period where there wasn't a boat in the water. It's 40 boats on the starting line, for sure. But you know the J-Boats Network, they're a great marketing team. Their product's wonderful. They've got a loyal client base. And that may be the right boat for the right time. 3, 4 people sailing, easy to trailer, splashing by ramp. All those expenses that for a travel regatta are fairly daunting for some of the other bigger programs are easy to do. And that group of sailors love Key West.
Well, this week is a classic example of why this regatta is so popular and is so iconic, if you will. It's been wonderful weather. The breeze has been fantastic. We've had racing every day. You have talked many times about lost days of racing. Any regatta that we know of that's a week-long regatta in particular loses days of racing. How in the world, and I think you actually have it, you can count on 2 hands the number of lost days of racing here in 26 years, right, Peter?
Yeah, I mean, it's what makes Key West a little special. There's a lot of reasons, but 26 years, 5 days of racing, that's what, 130 some odd race days, and we've lost 6.
That's amazing.
A phenomenal statistic, and I run races for other organizations around the country, and it is not uncommon, as you know. 3-day regatta, 4-day regatta, lose a day, and even lose 2.
Right, Annapolis Race Week loses 1 or 2 a day, and that's a 3-day regatta.
It's part of the game. You come down to Key West, you're almost assured of getting your 5 days of racing in. And what else is unique about this regatta? It's not a lighter event. It's not a heavier event. You see the full gamut, and we proved that again this year. 5 days of racing, 1 heavy, 1 light, and 3 beautiful 15-knot days, it looks like.
Now, you mentioned earlier about Quantum stepping up as title sponsor. We should also give Kelly's Caribbean Grill has been a wonderful host for our event. I know you've been looking forward to next year. You're always thinking ahead. What are some of the things we can expect for next year? I think Melges 24 will be having their Worlds here next year, or is that 2 years from now?
That's a couple years down the road. They made the announcement. They plan any World Championship plans well in advance. They're a 2016 World, so we'd expect a really big fleet the year before 2015. But just the fact that they've announced that they're going to have their World Championship in conjunction with Race Week is a huge gift for us. And we expect growth in the 70 class. The J-Boat handicap class will grow. We certainly hope this 42 stick around. So we're expecting some good things next year.
All right. Thank you, Peter.